sometimes when I hear two things, there's mechanical, there's, you get up, you go to work, you do whatever it is that one does, whatever that one is. Um, Sometimes I struggle with, and that does definitely appear to be the me aspect that I think we talk about. And that is I struggle with um, I actually struggle with sometimes the idea of the doing life, of doing the activities, um, and being aware and conscious. It appears that way. It appears that there are, for instance, doctors, going to see doctors, doing certain things, mechanical maintenance things, one might call them, taking care of oneself. Um, so sometimes a lot of times for me that has been very stressful um, because it's been decision making. It's all this me is involved with this idea of the form of like, am I going to do the right thing? Am I do this or I can't do that? Whatever the stuff, the psychological stuff, all that jazz is there. And now I see in this awareness being that a lot of that also is the ideas and the form and the objects and so forth and so on. And yet, there still is this I'm going to say a place, but there's a place that I get where I say, well, I'm free in consciousness, I'm free in awareness, and I don't have, like, doing it perfectly doesn't have anything to do with consciousness and awareness, in a sense. Um, and and at the same time, then there's the thoughts that say, or even the sense, feelings that say, well, no, this has to happen, or you have to make decisions and so forth and so on. So no, I struggle in there sometimes, and then the other times I really, what has been happening lately is that instead of all the thoughts going on for me, I allow what I'm experiencing moment to moment. Some would say there is no moment to moment, but I allow what is experiencing happen and move with that. And that does seem to move me. Um, and then I'm okay, I'm fine with that because nothing has to happen in some kind of exact order that makes me okay. Okay? Or doing the right thing or making the correct decisions and so forth and so on. So, but I still struggle with that aspect of appears to be, it seems to be, it just can't be like this, but I'm seeing it as I'm sharing this, it appears to be like I struggle with the aspect of doing and being free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So consider a stream and how the water flows in the stream bed, riverbed. How it meanders, depending on how the stream bed is unfolding. It doesn't know that droplets of water or that part of the stream doesn't know what's around the bend. And yet it's really lovely to watch a stream flow, isn't it? It's so free, so carefree, and there's no there isn't a concern. We love being by, or standing by the ocean watching the tide, the waves, the wind, the birds fly by. How peaceful that unfolds, how void of any complication or questions. So maybe our life can be that way. Maybe our life, what we refer to as decisions and so on, can be like that stream that's now meandering to the right as the riverbed is going that way. Look at the Grand Canyon after hundreds of thousands of years. Now it's I don't know how, maybe a mile down, a mile deep. Still how it meanders, the river flows. So relax into that. Trust that. Trust the riverbed. Trust the river. Look at the shapes of clouds, how they change shapes, and before you know it, they might turn into droplets of water and fall down towards the ground, or referred to as rain. How concern-free this occurs. Consider the breath, or the blood flow in the body, or the energetic field in the body, how it operates. It requires a little imagination to sort of imagine the bloodstream, but why not? The heart pumps, and how when there is some issue with the heart, it'll pump less. How freely it does so. So we are like that. There is intelligence that perceives here. It's a little bit different, from the riverbed, but it's not that different. To perceive an easy turn to the right, so we flow to the right. An easier turn to the left, we flow to the left. An easier turn to no response, just listening, so we listen. The agitation comes from the impression of a meanness, controller, I have to make the right decision. That's a dream impression. But the world, body, mind, how easy they flow. The body, thoughts arise. Gee, love I'd love to see my son, I'd love to see my daughter, I'd love to see my mother, I'd love to invite my friends over for dinner. How it flows. So you arrange it if possible, or that might not be possible. Your schedule might not be available. So that's how it's flowing. It might be for next month. See? There is nothing to defend, nothing that you must do or die. This body-mind is not what you are, and is destined to die, what we refer to as. It's destined to die. You are the manager of this body-mind situation. And you are invited to recognize yourself as that does not born or die, that is not born or dies. You're invited to recognize that. So you say yes to that invitation. You say yes to that invitation. And you say yes to the invitation to let go of these personal concerns. Am I making the right decision, wrong decision? And to trust your love for truth to guide the world, body, mind. You set your priority onto what is real. And you trust that priority, you're opting for that priority to provide everything else. And it will. It will.
I like your the thing of the metaphor of the river, and I think the river for me is just experience, and I think in my habit has been as a me has not been able to really. It's the fighter, it's the whatever, even though it's self-defeating, it's self-destructive. And I wrote somebody the other day, like, I'm using experience, meaning what arises, okay, in consciousness, to have that attention rather than the thoughts, because the thoughts are habits usually, but at least consciousness is seeing that. And so what happens is, a lot of time there's a want, and there's a natural, appearing to be natural want or movement to do this, to do that. Whereas before there was a resistance of, I've got too many options, too many choices, there's always the psychological. And I mean, that's done it all my life. So the idea of being truthfully who I am, okay, not that, okay, because that is just all over the place, and it's never going to be controlled. And so when I do that experience, okay, then there's a natural want to do something else, and I have found that the resistance is that psychological again. Well, it starts coming up, and that's the me forming that I've got to do. If I don't do this, then I'll die, and people laugh at me because I didn't do that, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. Or the me is very strong, very, very strong, but very, very heavy too. So I think the flow for me really is is that somehow with the fight in the river that I've created, I'm learning to, or I've given up, at least I've learned to let go and not fight the current.
Yes.
And go and move with it, and to move with it, and it'll teach me what to do.
Yeah, because the current, the flow in letting go, there is a relaxation. And in that relaxation, there is a beauty, love, gentleness, loving the peace, loving what's beautiful, loving what's sweet. Across the board, within one's own thoughts, within the relationships in the world. So we go with the beauty, we go with the love, with the ease, with the flow, with what's sweet, what's tender, what's understanding, what's considerate, what's spacious. And we trust that. We trust that. That's although the mind might say, oh no, you need to go after that because, if you go after that, then you'll get this and then you'll be able to get that and you'll sell this to that guy. And even though the mind might arise, it's not the beauty, the love, the peace, the tranquility. So you, as you say, like you're trusting that, you're relaxing, So yes, trust the relaxation, right? Trust the letting go, trusting God, trusting is it's not like, I'll trust if I can get this and that, and then that will happen, and then I will do this. No, it's not that. Trusting is there is a stillness in trusting. There is a peace in trusting, and there is a nice flavor, a beautiful flavor in trusting. If the flavor of beauty and sweetness is not there, you're trusting the wrong thing. If there isn't the perfume of love, you're trusting the wrong thing. And your body will tell you, your body mind will tell you. You have to pay attention. You'll feel in your body. Your body will tell you, but you have to notice it. It's telling you, no, that's not really what you want to do. So you do your best to cease and desist. You might not be able to do so right away, who knows, but you're open to that direction. You're open to, okay, fine, let me see how I can somehow stop following that direction. Yeah? If it takes a little while, okay, it'll take a little while, so what? But you're not feeding, you don't continue to feed the unhappiness, the bad habit, what's gritty.
It's loving the love that's inside the consciousness.
Absolutely.
It's really being one with that.
You are that. You are that. You are that. So you cannot be one without you are. You are that. You are that. You are the peace, the happiness, the beauty. You are the aware presence. You're not a person with images and thoughts and ideas and do they like me? Don't they? No, all that is rubbish.
And even though the idea of stopping this or doing that's certainly can come. All things happen, and I think that my experience again is all things belong in some sense in this love, but it is really this, and I know this would be duality, this union with, but it is one, and so love is what I am, and so it's right now. It's right now. There's no time and space, and it really is knowing that. It really is being that. It really is, it's hard to express in words and language, but and I think for me, it's very difficult because it fights that, and I hear a lot of people like that, but it's the love itself is calling me, and this really, in a real sense, there's somebody who's fighting that love actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't be anything else. Don't be anything. In not being anything, you're everything.